Okay, welcome to Top Cut of GP Zakros, where we are facing a rematch of round one, which I lost quite badly. Last time I faced Scribble. Oh, I forgot. This is not Swiss. This is the Top Cut, and Scribble is the 3 seed, and I am the 6 seed. So Scribble will be on the play, and I'm hoping for Borrow. That's Borrow. I think I keep it. So yes, the previous match, the recording got corrupted, but I lost quite badly. I think mostly because I didn't get the Boro engine set up. I do really need that kind of card advantage and board presence engine to be able to keep up with what my opponent will be doing here. I think I turn on Murky Path here. Although, there is a possibility I might want to cycle this someday, including maybe even on turn 2. I think I can play an island here, and if I draw a land next turn, then I can keep it in hand. Otherwise, I can play it. I get punished by drawing the other Murky Path. There's only 2 in the deck, so I play island here. So yes, Scribble, curator, designer of Celestre, set currently under review for the next rotation. Tournament organizer for all of our GPs is on Bant control. Bant with counter spells, removal, and planeswalkers, and root fossil. See, because I drew a land here, I'm going to keep this Murky Path because I already have 5 lands, so I can cycle this probably. Just going to run out the swamp and pass turn, and I believe there's nothing I'm ever going to counter here. Yeah, they don't. The only creatures and planeswalkers cost 4 mana minimum. So there's no chance of me actually getting to use this Agent of Deception here. Actually, no. Root Fossil could find a land. They go land, Severin, Sparkmind. Wouldn't mind that. Pop out my graveyard. Sorry, pop out their graveyard because they have Root Fossil now. And let me just talk general strategy. Although I am kind of a control deck, I am poorly set up against them. I don't have great answers to Planeswalkers specifically, so I think I do need to be the aggro in this matchup. I need to present threats like Borrow and Jetstream. Those are my 2 best threats. Um, threats that can pressure their Planeswalkers. Both of these threats are quite good against their Planeswalkers because they are not easily removed by the removal minuses of those Planeswalkers. They bin 3 non-lands. Oh, the fact that they binned 3 non-lands, they didn't even keep one on top, kind of implies to me that they were short on lands. Well, apparently they have a silent lakefront here. But yeah, possible they're short on blue mana. Fall of Alonhan is certainly a long way off of both forest and island in play. I will cycle this Murky Path on to hang. And the good news is, although they do have counter spells, okay, I really do not need that. Although they do have counter spells, like they have Afara's Judgment and they have Own of Deception, they don't have counter magic up right now because they didn't find uh, blue mana in time. So I'm going to get to resolve this Borrow. And they could play a Severin next turn, and I would be mildly annoyed by that, but I'd accept it. But I can't let an opportunity to resolve a sorcery speed threat pass me by. I'm going to play this. I don't believe there are responses they are capable of having. Yep. This goes. Why these tokens appear in a different order every time. I don't know why they do that. Game 2, draw 2. We're switching to 8 cards in hand, so I am discarding a hand size. Probably one of these agents. I don't need 2. Is that correct? Please receive. I guess what's next turn? Next turn is land, leave up preemption, agent, hang. Turn after that is try to resolve a jet stream. I think I discard an agent. I also have Preemption Demon. Yeah, I don't need 2 agents. Probably. They're not great in this matchup anyways. Having a discarded hand size there is awkward. But I think I still had to play Borrow there. I couldn't just, what even was my alternate play? Leave up, hang an agent of deception. Yeah, I can't do that. This is... What costs a single white mana? Oh no, nothing costs single white mana. They had a second Silent Lake friend. So this could be a number of things. This could be Ifara's Judgment. This could be Seafloor Treasures. This could be Omen of Deception. Architect, so I'm popping on my graveyard now. Okay, well, first things first, attack you. Second thing second, just land pass. I don't see an incredibly good reason to cast a spell right now, while they could easily have a counter spell up. This might be a Preemption Demon my own Boros thing. Yeah, they don't spend any mana. Well, so far they haven't spent any mana to anything that affects the board, so I'm happy about that. If they bring back a Root Fossil, I can hang with mana up to pay for Omen of Deception, which should be a lovely use of my time. There was an if I play Receive here, it can help. I get the Surveil off in time to help me find a refit for my Borrow. That would have been nice. Interesting. So I could just run out Preemption Demon here. And I think I do. I'm not super fussed if this gets countered. And if it does resolve, I can use it to get rid of this Borrow in such a way that I can get it back later if I need it. And they don't have instant speed threats, they only have instant speed answers. So running out this Preemption Demon, if they counter it, that just gives me openings on my following turn to, I don't know, run out Architects or Agents or something. So I'm just going to play it. I have 7 cards in hand. I need to play things. Sure. Gonna lose a life, sack a jellyfish, discard a card, which in this case is going to be... Probably this Architect, doesn't do much right now. Yep. They could seriously want to do something right now, while I'm tapped out. But they don't. Exorcist! Why, that seems excellent. That seems like an excellent use of my time. They could have Fall of Volantin. That would be annoying. I can't, counter Fall of Volantin in any way. But I think this is not quite enough pressure. The other option is I could just untap Enigmatic Fen, and if they go for, if they go for anything on their turn, I get to Jetstream on end step without them being able to mess with it. That's also a possibility. Well, in any case, let's attack first, because we're always doing that. Okay, so the 2 options here are Exorcist or Land Pass. What's in their hand? It's quite possible they had a Planeswalker they didn't want to play. It's quite possible they have Sheng. They don't have Severin. They would have played that one. But it's quite possible they have Shengfa or the other one, Ayeshi. Those wouldn't have done much in that situation. Well, I guess playing Boro is another option that is available to me, but I don't like that quite as much. Maybe I do. It still leaves up Agent and Hang. So yeah, I guess I have three options. I can play land Boro, land Exorcist, or I'm always untapped playing untapped land. Right? No, if I play Exorcist, it's tap land. So I should need to think this through. If they're holding like Shengfa and I go and I'm always leaving Age Reception. The problem is like if they have Fall of Alantin, then Exorcist is a much worse play. If they have a counterspell, I'd rather not counter Jetstream, but any of those are fine. If they have Exorcist, I can go hunting for Fall of Alantin and try to get it from them. I think that's probably the best use of my time. I'm okay if it getting countered. I'd rather not get the Boro countered, because I need to keep up value. Tricky situation. Let's cast Exorcist. I'm really not sure which of these plays is right. It's quite difficult and subjective. I probably need to read their mind a little. But they counter it. That's excellent. And I think I'm going to shock in this Enigmatic Friend and play Receive. Yep, that is correct. Okay. Move these around where I want them to be. Okay, well, this is going much better than either of the games in the first time I faced this opponent. And I have Agent Deception, so they can't resolve their Planeswalkers here. They could resolve a Fall of Wanton if they have untapped white source in hand. But I'm also applying some pressure to them, such that they can't just sit on their laurels and do nothing. Root Fossil. Okay, let me think on this Root Fossil. I believe it is a creature spell on the stack, so I can Agent of Deception it. But I could also let it resolve and then hang it. But if I let it resolve, I guess either way, they could defend it with with an Omen of Deception. But I say I want an Agent here. It's 3, so they can't pay for it. Because then, if they counter the Agent, I get Hang on my turn, and I still get rid of it. Just going to confirm. I believe Surface is transformed means Cast transformed. Yes, okay. So I can play an Agent of Deception. They have Omen of Deception. That's kind of what I expected was happening here. But this is good. This is good. I get Hang on my next turn if I want it. Untap. Draw. Another Hang. Well, that's not really useful in this matchup. Main phase 1. Counter here. I guess I'm probably casting Boro this turn. Look at my top 2 cards. 2 lands. I wouldn't mind having 1 land, so I have Jetstream plus ability to protect it. Although, to be fair, if I Jetstream on their end step, they have no instant speed removal of any kind, right? They have Fall of Alantin. Well, Fall of Alantin doesn't protect... Well, I can't protect from Fall of Alantin anyways. So I don't actually need 6 land. And these can go to the graveyard. So this is clearly Boro plus Hang, but I should Boro first. Just in case. Also, they didn't play a land last turn. So they'll need to top deck untap white source if they want to Fall of Alantin. This resolves. I get to attach it here. Gain 2 life. Make 2 jellyfish and draw 2 cards. I can find a land anyways. It's a good land, too. I attack you for 3. And no beating around the bush. I need to hang that. I have no counter magic for it anyways. So they are capable of resolving a Planeswalker here if they want. Which sucks, but I have like 6 power of flyers in play plus Ephemeral Mire, so I'm actually pretty well set up against Planeswalkers. Like even Shengfa. What does Shengfa do? Not much. Right? Shengfa just doesn't do anything. I can attack it or I can just attack them. They can make a token, then I can hang it. And they can't kill my creature because they don't have a creature. If they had a Yeshi, surely they would have played it by now. Unless they're being extremely patient. But if they had a Yeshi, what are they going to do? Spend 4 loyalty, take my Preemption Demon? Then I kill Ayeshi with a Jellyfish, they have a Preemption Demon 3 turns from now? They could kill my subroutines, I wouldn't be entirely opposed. They have Undo. That's annoying. Yeah, that's going to gain them some life next turn. Make some ground blockers. That's 2 mana gain 4 is what it is. I can live with that. And they're passing very conspicuous 3 mana up. I suspect that's not just Own Inception, there is a counterspell in my future. Refit! An excellent thing to see. Okay, so this Ephemeral Mire is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1 to activate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can hit them for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After I hit them for 8, they go to 2. They gain 4. And they continue to be dead on board. I leave up Hang, in case that does anything. But I also, more importantly, leave up Refit on Borrow to make 2 additional 1/1 tokens on their end step if they manage to raff my board. I can also refit Preemption Demon in case they play a spell that I care about. I think this is a more productive use of my time than leaving up Jetstream Cruiser plus Blink-It, although that is also pretty good. Because this isn't casting a spell, and they seem pretty well prepared for me casting spells. I'm also leaving up Crack Receive if that's the thing I want to do. Hit you for 8. Ship turn. They crack Omen Deception. Sure. So if they have Fall of Alant in here, I'm not dead. I don't have, rather, I don't have lethal, right? Because I end up with 2 Jellyfish off of Borrow and a 3/2 attacker, so that's 5 to their 6. Yeah. If they're forced to play a Shockland to play Shengfa, then I'm actually then I actually do have lethal. Okay, third to gain 4 life, make 2 citizens. Oh, not 4 life. Oh my god, I still think this is the version. I do have lethal if they do that. I keep thinking it's the version from Field Test. The version that Okay, now I need to think. I could refit Borrow, and then I'd have mana to pay for Omen Deception. Or I could crack Receive and see if I draw something better. There's nothing better for me to do if I want to play Soul Space. So I'm gonna try to refit this. Because, like, what? Okay, they played an untapped White Source. So this could be Fall of Alanton. That's So I should force the issue of Fall on my attack step and then refit afterwards. So I should just crack Receive here. Because, like, their only out is Fall of Alanton. I should make them have it first. Refit Mire. Okay, 2 refits changes the equation somewhat. With 2 refits, I might want to refit right now just for the card draw. Just to, like, spend my mana. Yeah. Yeah, if I have 2 refits, I can spend 1 now. They're priced into Fall of Alanton this turn. I should just take my advantage when I can get it, because I have 2 of them. They could open a Deception this. But if they do, that means they have no mana left next turn after they... Yeah, they're going to let me do this. Feeling pretty good here. Enigmatic Fen. Whoop. 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 Not what I wanted. One of these. Okay. I'm going to make 2 jellyfish, gain 2 life, draw 2 cards. Then I'm going to discard this hang, because I definitely don't need 2 hangs. Sacrifice one of these jellyfish. And lose a life. Graveyard. Put it back here. Untap, draw. Okay. So obviously, first step is just attack them with everything. Show me the money. Wait a minute. Am I being a fool? I am being a fool. I have lethal here. I can blink Preemption Demon with refit. Yeah, that's gotta be the play. Yeah. Animate Mire, attack you for lethal. You cast. The only instant that interacts with me here is Fall of Wanton. They cast it, I refit Demon. I have mana to pay for Omen of Deception, the only spell they could have up at that point. That's lethal. That costs 3 now. Okay, glad I caught that. I don't think they have outs. Not for green-blue, they don't. Okay! Okay. So let's look at our sideboard. We got these Sizz calls, which are typically what I want in the control matchups, but it's possible that, like, I need to be the aggressor enough that I can't have these. Oh, these Downlink Overload I definitely don't want. These are useless. These don't kill any. These kill, like, the token off of Shengfa. That's not what I... Hang is enough. Even Hang might be too much. Wants Exorcist, of course. At least one Sizz call. It's possible I want Rabur's Appetite to protect my board. It's also I don't want Demographer. It's possible like Demographer, Receive are too slow, but if they're too slow, it's Sizz Call too slow. I need to think like a tempo deck here. I think I might go down Demographer. I think I might go up either Sizz Call or Appetite. Which one is it? I might go down in a Hang. 4 is probably too many Hang. I still want to have some Hang, but not quite that many. Put in 1 Appetite, I think. I think I go down Demographer. For Sizz Call or for Appetite. Archival Storage turns off their Seafloor treasures, but I extremely don't care about that. I think it's Appetite. Wait, Promo Appetite. Yeah, I think this is my direction. I have to tempo them up. That game. That was exactly how we drew it up. Do I even want to cut a receive? No, it's a turn 1 play. I just cut a turn 1 play. cut 3 1-drops, so I should probably keep these in. I'm likely to have room to cast them. Drawing card's still relevant in this matchup. Yeah, getting that early Boro down, having that pressure, forcing them to react, that's really important here. They're actually not that they're not that great at picking off single small creatures. Their answer to creatures is really follow the line. And the minus on Ayeshi. Okay. Okay, I still think I'm unfavored in this matchup, but being up a game, obviously, that's a huge deal. I'm guaranteed at least one game on the play, although I'm not 0% on the draw either. By the way, one of the changes from the earliest version of this deck is that I have way more basics than I did back then, because this deck really wants its 5th land to be untapped. So for that reason, only one Primal Fissure, only 2 Murky Path. The mana requirements, they're still met even by this mana base. Like 3 swamps is enough to play Architect. And it means I more reliably get Jetstream on 5, Jetstream plus Freight on 6, having this many untapped lands. Okay. Good hand. This is an excellent hand. Yeah, I mean, this is kinda... It's not, like, literally perfect, but it's pretty good. Mulligan. Scribble, I'd like you to mulligan to, like, maybe 5. Let's not go overboard. You know, while I'm manifesting things, I might as well. What is turn 1 receive, turn 2 exorcist. Okay, they keep 7. We can't have everything. Turn 3 will hopefully Boro. I get surveil too. So I'm quite likely to find that 3rd land. They play the Silly Men. Ephemeral Mire. That's a little annoying. Because I really have a 1, 2, 3 curves. I really don't have a place to slot in this tap land at all. I could Temple of Origins for receive, or I could Ephemeral Mire, pass on the receive, and just go Exorcist into Boro. Receive is nice, but it's not like urgent that I play it now. If I play this receive, I have next turn draw step, plus Surveil 2 to find an untapped land, plus the turn after that, because for turn 3 draw step. So I have 4 looks to find an untapped land. But if I don't find it, it's an absolute catastrophe. There's just no reason to invite catastrophe like that when I have a good play lined up. Receive on turn 5 will be just as good as receive on turn 1, pretty much. Like, maybe I draw a ton of lands, and then I'll wish I put away lands with receive. Most likely it'll be turn 4 receive, which is still fine. Might find me my like untapped 5th land for Jetstream. Lakefront, so they are not leaving up Omen of Deception here, but they are finding planes, so they are going to have Fall Volantin available a little earlier this game. Refit. Well, that's lovely. If I can ram through this Boro on turn 3, I'll be overjoyed. Part of ramming it through. Let's see if they got any. Let's see if I can clear the way. I should look at their sideboard. They got jet streams of their own. That's a little scary. Plasma strikes. Gotta watch out for those. That's the main things. Plasma strike definitely something I should watch out for. Although maybe Exorcist will let me know. I would like to take counter spells right now. I would like to stop them from having Omen Deception or Ifara's Judgment. Yeah. I'm not super concerned about their Planeswalker because I have an agent and I'm gonna have board presence. Fall Volantin, I would be interested in taking. If I see a Plasma Strike, I'll just look at it and then just remember not to attack with Exorcist. That's fine. Okay. That's interesting. So they have 4 lands and a Shengfa and another card. And seeing as I have Agent of Deception, If all they have is if this is a land and all they have is Shengfa, I'm like over the moon. I'm gonna have Age Deception line for the Shengfa guaranteed. There's no way they're gonna play around that, or gonna be able to play around that. But this card could be annoying. This could be all sorts of things that I don't like. This could be like an undo. That would be annoying. Also, it gives me perfect information. Show me that face down card. If it's the land, whatever. Okay, I'd like to get know what it is. It's a Plasma Strike. Cool. Wow, their hand is they kept this 7. Wow. I guess yeah, I mean, yeah, discipline looking at the face down. Look, if their hand was that bad, if their hand was 5 lands Shengfa, then like I'm winning this game anyways, probably. There's no oh, and they top took something. It's Chronicle of Precedence, which they sided in to draw 2 cards here. Which, that's annoying. It means there's 2 more cards in their hand I don't know about. But in good news, okay, untapped land, that's perfect time to draw this. In very good news, I get to resolve a Borrow, and there's nothing they can do about it. Look, it comes with an Agent Deception, and then I get to attack them. Yeah, okay, this game's also going quite well. Yeah. I'm going to be able to refit this Borrow at some point. It's very hard for them to stop 2 mana instant from resolving consistently. I got Agents for Planeswalkers. I got Hang for things bad happen to me. They shock an Verdant Sanctum. That smells like um Fall of Alantin. Right? That's the only 4 mana instant in their deck, or their sideboard. They could have like Plasma Strike plus Ifara's Judgment, I guess, but they'd have to have drawn both of those cards in the 3 unknowns. So this smells like Fall of Alantin. You know what? I don't mind that smell right now because it kills these things, and then I get to refit this Borrow. Uh, so yeah, let's just run out this island, attack, and see what they have to say about that. Do they have Fall of Alantin? They do not have. They do not cast Fall of Alantin. How do I feel about that? How I feel with that is that I can always refit on their end step. I don't need to do it now. And that I guess my main thing is like, do I think I can cast Receive here? And the answer is no, because if they go for Fall of Wanton on my end step, I want to refit on my end step and then still have Agent of Deception up in case they play Ayeshi the following turn. So I don't have mana for Receive right here. Do they Fall of Wanton? Okay. Let that resolve, but then hold priority. Okay, these all die. But then I refit this Borrow. I do the Leaves trigger first, so I end up with 2 Jellyfish. Little trick you can do with this card. Or this interaction. There's a Hang here. Okay, well, probably not coming out anytime soon. Unattach. Attach. Lose a life. Sack a creature. Discard a card, which is Hang? Or is it Agent? Or is it Receive? No, it's Hang. I have an extra Hang here if I really need one. Then, make 2 Jellyfish. Gain 2 life. Draw 2 cards. Oh, they're both lands. Well, I wish I discarded a land now. Now I pass turn, and I'm still applying pressure to them. And if they go for Ayeshi, I have the counterspell up, so they can't do that. If they go for Severin, I can't counter it. And obviously they don't have the mana for Shangfa. I'm just gonna pop open the graveyards because we both have some amount of graveyard interaction. Four unknowns in hand, Shangfa on 2 lands. They just pass. Okay. They pass, I pass. I'm not running an agent for damage their ends if that's silly. So I could have played Receive, but then they know if I played Receive, they might have done something, so. The normal dance. The normal dance. I got 2 turns to find another Blink spell. Or another refit specifically. So next turn they could go for Shangfa, but I have the most obvious agent deception of all time, so they might not. I think I want to leave up Jetstream. Argument for not leaving up Jetstream. Yeah, the argument for not leaving up Jetstream is that under what circumstances would I cast Jetstream on their next turn? They would have to pass. If they passed with all their mana up, I wouldn't do it on their end because it just get countered. If they played a Planeswalker, I would have to counter that with Agent of Deception, possibly double Agent of Deception. And so I wouldn't have mana for Jetstream. In summary, I should play a Receive right now. But I should attack first. Oh, they have Plasma Strike in hand. Well, I just counter that. That's an easy decision. I didn't even consider Jetstream. Well, that makes my decision very easy. I'm going to shock it in Enigmatic Fen, play a Receive, and ship the turn. Leaving up another Agent of Deception, so Shangfa still can't mess with me. And the fact that I drew an Ephemeral Mire this game is lovely. That's a great card for chipping in those last crucial points of damage. They're a million miles from Flashback Chronicle of Precedence. I have the answer for Shangfa, although they have 4 unknowns in hand, so plenty of things that could happen. Just cast Shangfa. What will go wrong? I use my only Agent Deception. Come on. Yeah. By the way, if I still had that hang that I discarded, I could also have hung the Jetstream Cruiser instead of agenting it, because I have Borrow to corrupt. And they were completely tapped out, so they couldn't freight. They have presumably a lot of options. Shangfa is one of those options. But they have to do something. They can't just sit here doing nothing while I have 2 Jellyfish and Agent hitting them in the face. Plus Ephemeral Mire making it into like turn 2 lethal. If I need it. Whew. New look, new me. Certainly a new look from the last time I had this matchup. Borrow has made all the difference. Last time I drew no Borrows, and I was just kind of floundering around, not applying pressure. Now I've drawn Borrows. I have cards in hand. I have life. Okay, what are they doing? Root Fossil. Extremely acceptable. Crack Root. Wow, this is the most productive use of their time. They have nothing better they could be doing than play and crack Root Fossil on their turn. They need to bin at least 2 cards here, or else they can't even surface it. I guess if they go to their end step and I don't have a use for this Agent of Deception, I could always crack Receive, draw 2 cards right now, I'd lose out on my Surveil too. But it's mana efficient, so I probably would end up doing it. They bin 2 lands. They gonna bring either of those lands back? No, they don't bring. Okay, now I need to think. I can counter this Agent of Deception. But in that case, I won't have an answer for Shengfa available. However, if I counter this Root Fossil, what does Shengfa do to me? The -4 doesn't do anything because they control no non-land permanents. The -X can get back a Jetstream Cruiser, which doesn't save them. They can make a Night token. I can just sail on past that. I guess the alternate question is, well, if they resolve this Root Fossil, next turn I don't have 6 mana because I don't have an untapped land, so I don't have access to Hang plus leave up Agent of Deception if I use the expensive Hang. So I think the answer is I do counter this, because also that means I have access to 1 mana Ephemeral Mire, hits them for 7 down to 1. Yeah. Also, I could find like a refit. If I find a refit can blink Agent of Deception. That's another of its modes. Scribble. Oh, this is Zangi's. Oh, and they're both Zangi's art, I guess. Primal. Boy, 3 tap lands in hand is a little annoying. View my top 2 cards. Island Swamp. Well, I don't want either of those. Okay, so the question is, to attack with Ephemeral Mire or not to attack with Ephemeral Mire? If I don't attack with Ephemeral Mire, they go to 4. But I leave up Jetstream Cruiser. So let's think through some possibilities. Suppose they have Fall of a Launch in hand. That's a quite likely card they could try to use to get out of this. If they have Fall of Launch in hand, I attack them for 4. And I attack them for 4. Next turn, they have to like basically pass because they leave up Fall of London. I attack. They Wrath on combat. Like if they leave up Fall of London, I don't want to Jetstream on their end step anyways. I want to save Jetstream for after that. And if I hit them with Ephemeral Mire, then they're still forced to Fall of Launch in the following turn, but they're at 1, which is much more precarious. It means they can't let Ephemeral Mire through ever again. If I'm going to attack with Ephemeral Mire, it's possible I animate Ephemeral Mire and then immediately crack Receive here. It's not like I have any other instance I could use. I think I activate Ephemeral Mire. I don't think Jetstream is likely to be my play. Like if they pass, Jetstream's not good. I guess if they play a Planeswalker, none of their Planeswalkers save them in this situation, right? Shangfa doesn't save them. Hayeshi doesn't save them. No Planeswalker stops them from being hit by Ephemeral Mire. So I attack them for 7. It all turns off like Shocklands. That's not irrelevant. I'm going to crack this Receive because I could draw Ancient Deception untapped land. And if that happened, I would want to have that available. Well, I don't draw untapped land, but I do draw Ephemeral Mire. Or I do draw untapped land and Ephemeral Mire. And I can play untapped land. No, I can play tap Mire plus Receive. They only have 4 white mana. They can't undo plus fall unless they find an additional white source, untapped, non-shockland white source. Play receive. Attach here. That keeps my ephemeral miners cheap. Play another ephemeral miner. My shields are down, but I didn't have. I was a paper tiger anyways. I didn't have anything. Do your worst. They don't got anything? Looks like they don't got anything. I guess it would need to be literal fall of Volante. Yep. Oh, I knew they had Plasma Striking hand too. GG, we move on to semifinals. That was a tight game. I think I played pretty well. Yeah, they had a Yeshi, but they guessed correctly that I had the agent. They wanted the blocker. Yeah, all makes sense. Yeah, that's what this deck is trying to do in the control matchup. Well played. Okay, the jellyfish live on. Thank you for watching, and good night.